Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning in to another episode of VGAPR Garage. Today we're going to be working on this 2003 Lexus GX470. So now that the caliper bolts are off, we're going to get the caliper off. And we're just going to set it right on top because it's got a very short brake line. Alright, so now that that's free, we should be able to simply pull the rotor off. There we go. So first, just spray everything down, rinse it with some brake clean. And then we're going to start disassembly. Now, normally you'd say like, oh, take a picture of what you're disassembling. This hub assembly doesn't come off, so there's not really a way to really see what's going on in here. Go. So all that's free to get access to the pin, or the holder, the keeper. It's actually in the back. And you're just gonna fish it out. Let's get this shit out of the way. This goes. This. And then this just comes through the back. There we go. And it just comes out. You're going to do the same thing with the other side. There we go. Spring off. This comes off. And drops out. There we go. Perfect. Now you want to take the emergency brake off. Basically all you do is you pull it through this, and then it comes right out. Now to get there's a pin back here. To be able to get that pin out, you've got to remove this ABS sensor, which is just held in with a bolt. Okay, so now we're on the side. This is the old emergency brake shoe, and this is the arm that holds the emergency brake line. But you have to get this clamp off because you need this arm, I guess is what it could be called. I'm sure there's a name for it, but I'll call it an arm. So I'm just taking a flathead and a hammer and attempting to wedge it open. Trying to be easier said than done. There's one side. Alright, so now let's rotate it. There we go. Then you'll notice there's a little washer there. This thing will come off. Wiggling it back and forth. There we go. Now, this is garbage. The next step is you grab your new one. I'll lock that into place there. We're going to take the arm, put it on the same way, like so. Then the new one comes with a new washer and a new clamp. Try just putting it on there and then just tapping it. You don't need to tap it with a hammer this big. This is just what I have. I'll make sure it gets in there nicely. Make sure it moves, which it does, but it's not seated all the way. There we go. So that warped washer makes it so this won't back out because it's pushing up on it. As you can see, it stuck in place. It's exactly what we want. Let's get back to the car. Alright, so next, we're just going to apply, which came in the hardware kit, some lithium grease to the mating surfaces. You apply the lithium grease so there's no squeaking. You could also use anti-seize. This is just what came in the kit, so that's what I'm using. So now what you want to do, you in focus? You are in focus. You want to grab the emergency brake line and the shoe that we just installed the arm on. You want to grab it and you're going to pull the spring back and hook it through, and it'll find its home where it should, or that's as far as it goes. Well, anyways, that's all set. The next thing that we're gonna do is, we'll see what happens. I'm not sure I'm doing any of this right. You've got, can you see? Okay, you got this spring here, and it hooks into the bottom on the front side of this spring here. That'll just hold them together for now, because they have to be on the back side. Next thing is, with some magic, and I mean pure magic, this holder, whatever it's called, goes on the side that your emergency brake line is going to be on. Now it's easier that everything's clear that you push it through now. Alright? And then get it all up into place and try to hold it with some magic, which may or may not work. But what you can do to make sure that it is held is grab one of the springs that goes on it to hold it in. Fits here. And grab a tool to put it in its place right there. Now that'll hold it, and that'll give you the ability to now get this stuff set in. The other thing is you'll turn the hub and you'll find one with a hole. That's the one that you're going to be doing most of the work on. And it goes on with one of these, fits there, and it goes inside a hole. Then you have your spring. Actually, can pull this out a little bit. Your spring will fit in. Well, it should. And then the thing that'll hold it all in, that has like a keyway on it. And then what I do is I take, but oh, it doesn't fall out, which it will. So it's not easy, but it can be done. There is a tool that you can get, but it doesn't fit this car because all you have is this little tiny hole to go through. And let me basically show you what you're trying to do. Basically, you're trying to get, let me see if I can get it close enough. Basically what you're trying to do, hopefully it's all in focus, is get this to go in and then twist and it locks. You're also going to be doing the same thing on the other side, but it only requires just a straight one. But before we get too crazy, we have to put this piece back in. And the way it fits in is like this. It butts up against the arm of the emergency brake pad and the arm of the emergency brake, and then the emergency brake shoe. And then when you take your other shoe, it'll fit with the spring on that. And then you might have to take some pliers or something to get in there to adjust it so it fits in the groove. Like so. And now what I'm going to do is carefully take the other spring, again carefully, grab it here, carefully, because these do really hurt if they come out and hit you. Oh, the spring fell. There's spring. Ah, darn it. Okay, so let's try it again. Put the spring and this hole back in here. Make sure my hand's right in the way. Make sure that it's in the groove of the metal piece with the spring on top. And grab this. Push this back and out of the way. So we can put it in front. This one. Make some room. There we go. Grab it. And be careful because it can spring off and hit you, and it will hurt. There, now it's seated. Now we just have to do basically the exact same thing that we did here. You're going to do on the other side. Alright, so I brought you back. This is what opens up the brake shoes. In the bottom, there's going to be 2 grooves set in on the shoes. you put them behind the spring that you put on the bottom. There we go. That'll make it easier for us to put, or for you to put this in. Later on, you'll use that spring to align, or not align, but space your shoe out. But again, now let's go ahead and do this on this side. So as you can see, this is looking through the hole, the access hole. You want, sorry about the lighting, that's really annoying. You want the slit this way and the rod this way. You want it like as if it, so that it locks it in place, and that's how it looks, if it'll focus. That's how it looks. It's not very fun. You will swear a lot, I promise. And then like on the front side, like facing the driver's side, this side, or going towards the front, you have to remove the ABS sensor to be able to get in there. Don't forget to install that when you're all done. Alright, so now that you have bottom spring, both of your top springs, your spring with your like arm piece down in here, and your adjusting screw down on the bottom, what you want to do is grab your rotor and put it on and see how it's not fitting. Means our shoes are out too far and need to be brought in. So all you're going to do is, with your adjusting screw, you're going to bring it in. And it's not in far enough yet. You got to keep trying. For some reason it's acting like it's reached the end of its travel. It's acting like it's reached the end. There we go. So it didn't reach the end of its travel. I just didn't get on. Alright. So now you want to have some slight touching of the pad, and there isn't any, so I'm gonna adjust the screw out slightly, put the rotor back on, and we got some light touching, not too much of a drag. That's basically all you're gonna want. So then basically you just grab your caliper and you're gonna go ahead, put it back on, put your wheel back on, and that's how you replace your emergency brake shoes on this vehicle. This video may make it look easy, and it kind of is after I did the one side, but it's not that easy. Be very patient. You can find a schematic right on Google. That'll make it easier with your assembly. You can take a picture down, take a picture up, to make it easier for you. If you guys have any questions, put it in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, but let me know why. Clean your hands off and your tools, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.